In this video, I am going to show you a couple of different effects that you can do with alcohol inks. These are just basic effects. I would definitely encourage you to try different things on your own, and you might discover some different effects as you play around. And I hope you enjoy this video. I do have a couple more to upload if you are interested in the giveaway this month. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to check out the other video in this playlist. I will link all the videos down below that are in this playlist that you need to watch to enter the giveaway. And yeah, check that out because I have some good prizes to give away to 2 winners. So I hope you enjoy this video. So the first effect I want to show you is a galaxy or space effect, and I am using a variety of pinks, blues, and turquoise colors and the silver mixative by Ranger. And I'm just dropping down, and I'm also going to use the white snowcap mixative. And I'm just doing drops just wherever, just having different colors spread out throughout the paper there. And again, I am using the Kirkland photo paper, the wrong side of the paper. So that is the least glossy side. So I'm just letting those inks just kind of do their thing for a little bit, and then I'm going to start blowing, and I am going to use my bigger straw because that's kind of the effect. I want more big puddles, big blowout effects rather than small skinny ones. And I'm also dropping in some blending solution just to kind of help it just with different effects. And I do want to cover pretty much the entire piece. And you can just watch. I don't really have a plan, but at this point I'm adding the white mixative, and that gives it a more opaque effect in some places. And I really do like it. It kind of just reminds me of like if you're looking at stars or nebulas, you know, like the white dust from stars, and it just kind of makes me think of that. And I don't really want drips with this effect, so I'm going to make sure I don't get any of the drips. And now I'm adding some silver mixative, and that just kind of breaks up and just kind of swirls throughout, and I really like that effect. And the more you play with this, obviously, the more you kind of figure out what you like and your preference. And I'm just blowing it a little bit to just dry it in some places. And whenever you find a spot that you kind of don't like, you just put in another color of ink or some blending solution, and that will just break up that color and give you a whole new area to work with. So the next one we're going to do is a little bit of a marble effect, or we're going to hope that that's what we achieve. So we'll need a white snowcap mixative, a gold mixative, and I am going to be using this Praline Artist Loft alcohol marker and maybe some of this dusty pink. This does work a little better with alcohol ink, but usually those are too intense, and I just want a very light, soft color. So in some ways it works better to use the markers, in some ways it works better to use the bottles, because it's nice to be able to drop ink on as you're working on it, to kind of, you know, as you assess what's going on your surface. But it's also nice to have these markers because it's not too intense. I'm just going to add some of this pink. I don't know, I haven't tried this pink in here, but so this brown goes out to a really nice soft pink, and this is just Dusty Pink by Hobby Color. I have tried out both these markers in my marker comparison video. You can check that out. And all I'm going to do now is add a little bit of alcohol solution, my blending solution. And what I want is for these colors to start forming those hard surfaces. And I really just want to get rid of all my marks as well. So just a nice soft, as you can see as it dries, it's starting to get more pink. A little bit less orange and a little bit more pink, which is what I want. And I like some of these hard edges here. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of the mixative, just in some places. It's a little bit hard because as you blow, you need to blow this, but the blowing doesn't help with the marble look. So you got to kind of work with this a little bit. So if you blow straight out, straight on it, put some blue solution, it blows into a circle. That's not really what you want, but you can kind of maneuver that and it starts kind of going out a little bit more. Like you want kind of more of this shape, this like meandering shape. So that, you know, is pretty soft right there. I just blow this back in. I'm getting lots of liquid gathering, and I kind of want to, ooh, I like this. Gathering a little bit. I say I like it, and then I blow it out. I know, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm out of solution again. I want to leave some white areas too. But I don't want them to be obvious puddles. Does that make sense? And sometimes when I've mixed the white with the gold, it just mixes too much, and so you got to be careful when you add this white. It can be really nice, and I really like the opaqueness of it, but it can kind of mess with you a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of my DIY peach that I have here. I'm just going to dip this in just to make sure I don't add too much. And that will kind of help to control it a little bit. I was going to blow through my brush here. That would not work. Oh, careful. I did the wrong end. Oh, yeah. This was laying in your paints. Try not to do that like me. I need to get some more color in here. Just break this up a little bit. This shape is not working for me. I don't want it to all, I don't want it to look like, there we go. Starting to get an effect here. There, I think I can let that dry, and that metallic will start drying to the top and come out a little bit more obvious. You just want to, oh, I like that bright. So whenever you put colors on top of this mixative or even on top of the DIY, it just makes them more fluorescent. It kind of doesn't necessarily go because we've got this pink there, but whatever. You get the idea. So this is going to take a while to dry, I think, because I've got so much on here. And then I added this, which is a little bit evaporated, the alcohol, so it's not going to dry as fast. Because just when I did it a few years ago when I made this, I let the alcohol evaporate a little bit too much. So you got to be careful with that. But you can see some of these, if I zoom in here, you can see some of these edges. These are really cool in here. I love this effect right here and in here. So that is the marble effect. You can do that with any colors. I'll give you a sneak peek at a video that I'm going to do. I'm hoping it'll be ready for October 1st. I've already filmed the video. Just need to edit it, but it's going to be for Inktober. But this video will be on there, and this is a ceramic tile. So you can be watching for that. And that one is, so this marbling effect here is all done. Now the next effect is kind of just a watery, silky, really smooth kind of effect. And so I've decided to use my DIY alcohol inks that I made from Sharpies because they are not as intense and they're more watery, meaning that the alcohol in them doesn't evaporate quite as quickly because, first of all, some of the alcohol is already evaporated for various reasons when I made them. So you can see that already it's creating a very soft effect. Now, one of the things with using my DIY alcohol inks is that it can get a little piecey at times, and by that I mean that you can actually see pigment break apart, and I've actually shown that in another video, which can be a really cool effect. And I'm going to try to use that to my advantage here, but I still want to have like a really nice flowing, silky, wispy effect. I'm thinking kind of like ethereal, but this is underwater, so I don't mind a little bubbles and a few places there. So you can see as it dries, you can see that breaking up, that pigment there. And if you want to do more wispy, then use some more blending solution. You can also add some more of the ink as well. And you just want to try to avoid those hard lines as much as possible. I want part of the piece to have those hard lines and part of it to just be really wispy. So you can see as I move that around, that's getting rid of those kind of crusty lines that I really, really like in other places. I don't know, crusty is the right word. It kind of seems gross, but that's kind of what it makes me think of. And so you can just see, like, part of that I'm letting kind of just have those pigments in there, and then the other corner is more wispy. Let's get to this snow effect. So because we're doing snow and because I want to do flowers, we are going to paint a poinsettia. Or rather, I am going to paint a poinsettia, and then I'm going to put snow on it. Okay, so note to Janelle. She needs to buy some warm red alcohol markers. Go on the list. I will be at Michael's first thing in the morning buying them. Just kidding, I won't be. Except that I probably will be. Okay, so I have some little diddly-doos before we... Let's just clean that up. Okay, so those are the Touch New markers, which if you've seen my alcohol marker comparison, these ones wash out nicely. Those ones suck. So I don't think I can use this one. Ah! Not okay. Not okay at all. Okay. We are going to Sharpies and Bics, because those are tried and true, except they just leave a little bit of a trace, but, well, it is what it is. Okay, Janelle, let's get to it. So you've seen me probably do some of these before, and if you haven't, check it out. I don't know what kind of shape that thing is. Good thing it doesn't matter right now. Wow. Just goes to show you can still make awesome alcohol ink stuff, paintings, when you don't even apparently know how to draw. I've forgotten how to draw, and it's the middle of the night, so I have an excuse. And also the fact that I'm not really worried about it because it doesn't really matter what these look like, because it's mostly going to be done later. And then I think I'm going to grab some of this green, and why not some gold, because Christmas, hello. Okay, there we go. That one's already I don't know why I'm shaking that one up. I need to go to bed, people. I need to go to bed. Okay. I'm going to use my skinny straw to blow out the tips of this first. So now I am just adding some more ink, just kind of laying down ink in the middle of the petals. And I'm just going to start with my smaller straw and blow out those ends again. And just start to get some kind of shape going. I have to aspirate. Right now, this does not look like a poinsettia, but that's okay. And now I am just adding some darker red and some orange to try to get more of a warm red there. And I'm just using my blending brush to get some shapes in there. And basically what I've got is a red sunflower. So at this point, I've decided that poinsettias are basically just red sunflowers. And of course, the white with the green will help make that green a little bit more opaque and stand out as more of a center. And I just keep going over those petal shapes again and again as the alcohol ink dries, and hopefully, you know, some of those petal shapes will stick. And just to see if I can get something going there with those, with the brush there. Yeah, I'm loving this. This is amazing. Okay, I don't know if you think so, but I think so. So I'm gonna let this sit and dry for a minute. Just okay. So now what we're gonna do is to add snow. You could, of course, could just take white acrylic paint, splatter it on, done. Or you could take some snow cap, which I will do in a second. I also have my DIY white ink that I made. I don't know where it is right now. I have lost it in more ways than one. I don't know where it is. It's gone. Somebody took it. But another thing that can be really cool is to take some alcohol and spray it. Now, you've got to be careful with this because alcohol isn't really meant to be sprayed, although it is sold in the spray bottles, 70%. So maybe it's okay with 70%? I don't know. But I'm spraying it. There's my white. So here's my white. You want this to be quite thinned out. Let's just try this. And you can do this with any kind of ink. I am just, there we go. That doesn't look so much like snow, but another thing you could do is to just spray lightly, and you get some really tiny, fine dots on there. Just be careful with that. Hopefully formed here. I think now you can, right there. I don't love that this happened here. but I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it. Another thing you can do is just take your brush, your blending fluid brush, or you can take like the end of a paintbrush even. Like, you can take the end of a brush and put it in rubbing alcohol and do that. You can get lots of different sizes of dots by doing that. So just find some different things. You can use a toothpick. That will give you some different dots, different size dots. And you can just do this. So what's going to happen is you're going to start picking up ink, and it's not going to go pure white with this alcohol ink or with the blending solution. It won't go pure white. So that's where you'd want to maybe spray with, not spray, but splatter with some actual acrylic ink or opaque white ink or white acrylic paint. The mixative will do similar as this. It'll be a little bit more opaque, but not, it'll still like absorb into it. Darker one. Darker. Let's try this. I'm the kind of person that even though I hate something, I'll just keep using it, even though I hate it. Like these touch new things, I'm really beginning to hate them more and more. Every time I use them, I hate them more and more. I'm sorry, that is extreme, but it is very true. I don't like to use the word hate, so just, I don't know. I was always, whenever I said that as a kid, my parents were like, don't say hate. You can say you dislike something. Okay. See, like, look at what that touch knew. It is useless. So useless. See, I can use it if I put it on top of a marker that's non-touch new. So that worked. This you can see the XU. That's what I'll do. There. We need it right there. I've already got so much blending solution there that it's just, yeah. So this has turned into a complete actual painting. Who was it that suggested snow? I'm doing this because someone suggested snow, actually just today, I think. So I decided to add it into this video. I don't know where my lid is. Everything has gone to crap. Can't find anything. The lid to my blending solution is gone. Someone took it. Okay, we need to add a little bit more ink, and I think the best way to do that is with this. So what you could do is take it to an acrylic brush. I'm just going to put some on here. Oh, there's one way of doing it. Now, I know this is, oh, it's working good. Because usually you wouldn't do it like that. I'm just going to add a little bit of alcohol solution to this so it's a little bit more splashy. So you could do the same effect for water, you know, if you want to put water on there. It's kind of the same idea, but for snow, here's my lid. For snow, you want to use some opaque white ink. And this, let's just try it, because why not? yeah, that just is too much, but it still looks awesome. Nothing wrong with adding that in there, like just a couple of them. And then it starts getting absorbed by the green. But yeah, I think that's cool. It's a poinsettia, in case you didn't know. Okay, you guys, I am going to bed. Oh, it's 3:04. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Good night.